suspicion is that people that buy exercise equipment, or many people that buy hot tubs, buy it with the best of intentions. But intentions actually don't change physiology. Physiology changes through action. And to have spent the money to buy a hot tub and not use it is crazy, because it's enjoyable. It does physiologically powerful things. It potentially can replace medications that somebody is taking that are expensive. It does some fascinating things from the standpoint of mood and function and communication and memory and all of those things. You're kind of crazy not to use that if you've already bought it. What we showed in some of the research at WSU is that the process of that sympathetic downregulation is a learned process. It happens faster the more you do that. And so using a hot tub on a regular basis facilitates the speed with which that happens. And it may even increase the magnitude. And the reverse of that, again, goes back into this whole PTSD issue. Because in PTSD, what happens is that you've gone through this traumatic event. And it takes a while for the brain to come back to normal. And then you go through another traumatic event. And it's up even at the same or higher levels. And it comes down slower and slower and slower. And eventually, because the body has learned all of this bad stuff, it goes on and it comes down very, very slowly, or maybe not at all, which leads to all kinds of health consequences. The body is a learning engine, so I suspect what would happen had we done the research on this is that we would find that downregulation happens faster and faster and faster and faster. There's no age at which you stop healing. The brain is always trying to improve and recover function, regardless of what's happening with things like cellular death causing dementia and stuff like that. The brain is always trying to fight back. It's always trying to compete against those biologic processes of deterioration. Now, those biologic processes are dependent on activity and on doing things that are good for your body. And so the more you do those things that are good for your body, the more you're kind of giving Mother Nature a shove along that pathway. One of the things that I have been increasingly obsessional about is just how important it is for the body to keep moving and active. The value of exercise is profound. And healing is facilitated by water-based activities in ways that are very difficult to achieve on land. Yes, you heal on land, but you heal faster in the water. And it's a shame that more people don't use that from a recovery and rehabilitative process. I mean, we are all constantly in the process of rehabilitation. I mean, something is going on in our lives, maybe emotionally, physically, anatomically, whatever. The body is always fighting to kind of get back to a state of normalcy. And using everything that you can to do that, I think, is important. And what are the things that can do that? Well, I know that exercise does it, and I know that immersion does it. And it's crazy not to use those two because they act together to keep us healthy throughout a lifespan.